How important is leveraging luck as you either start your new business or grow an existing business? I found, last week I actually found this interesting blog by a gentleman whose name is Barry Maltz, Moltz, and I found it actually I found it last week, but it was written a week ago. Openforum.com. Openforum.com is a forum that is sponsored, underwritten by American Express. They have a division called Open. And I have been following that division very, very closely for the last 5 years. I'm now a member of American Express Open, but I was following it, and you actually saw it on Sunday mornings if you've been following me on Stickham, that every Sunday morning at 7:30, American Express produced a small business program called Your Business, a great program. We shared segments with you. We listened to it. And also, I watched it to find out that I was, in fact, bringing information to you that was important. If it was important enough to have it on television, on MSNBC, a cable channel, then I knew I was doing the right thing if I brought that same information to you. I actually tried to get on that television show, Your Business. I tried 4 years ago, just after I published my book, How Do You Answer These 749 Questions About Your Small Business. I sent a copy of the book to JJ, and JJ is still hosting the show. Here's the book. Actually, you can download a complimentary PDF version for yourself. If you go to davidsbarter.com and register to become a member, you can automatically download a copy of the book. Very, very important copy. A very, very important idea, because not only does the book ask 749 important questions about your business, or you can even think about it as you're starting your business, then you need to think about. And when I created the book, I did it as a workbook, so that the questions were asked and there was white space, so you could answer the questions. Now, not all 749 questions are necessarily going to be important to you. They were important to me, obviously, important enough for me to create the question. But today, and I didn't realize the importance of this, or I didn't realize the power of what I was doing 4 years ago when I created a keyword index. It wasn't just an index to my book as you typically find. I made it a keyword index. And I took all those keywords within the question, because that's what a question is. It asks something, who, what, where, why, when, or how, about some keywords. I took those keywords, created a long list. The 749 questions created about 1,000 keywords. Remember me talking about keywords and how important they are in everyday living when you do a Google search? Well, they are equally important in our community, because that's how you find other members of the community, by searching those keywords, and the other members of the community will have those keywords on their community marketing profile or on their landing page, or both. Actually, when you create a landing page, automatically your marketing profile becomes the lower left-hand corner of your landing page. If you want to get more information about a community marketing profile and keywords, go to my page. Go to davidsbarter.com SmallBizDavid / SmallBizDavid. Look in the lower left-hand corner, and I've answered those 6 questions, the same 6 questions that you will answer. I answered them with my keywords. Actually, I was studying mine the other day, and I need to change it. I need to update it. I need to create new keywords, new things that we're talking about in the community. And it's very, very easy to make changes to your profile, to your landing page. The technology platform that Curtis created makes it very, very simple to go in, and you can change it in 5 minutes. And if you don't like what you have, or you find something new that you want to talk about, or something new that you want to share with other members of the community, then you go in and you make your change. We made it that easy for this text content, also for videos. Every landing page has a YouTube video capability, so that you can create a YouTube about whatever it is you want to talk about with the community, or with the general marketplace, not just the community. Obviously on YouTube, anybody can find their way to your YouTube channel. How do they do it? Keywords. Interestingly enough, remember I shared with you my Google search results, my Bing search results. They publish many of the YouTubes that I have done. Why? Because I've used keywords that people are searching for. That's why Google has picked them up, Bing has picked them up, found them, and said, oh, by the way, here's the keywords, and here's a video to talk about the keywords. That's the power of the technology that we have today. You can create a business for yourself by a YouTube channel and a landing page in our community, because we've tied the two together. So it's very easy to create that YouTube on YouTube technology, on Google technology. Very easy to take that YouTube and embed it on a landing page in our community. I can do it in 5 minutes time, any YouTube. So the 310 YouTubes that I've done since February of this year, every single one of those has become a landing page in our community, so that you can do the same thing with yours. Create a YouTube, download it to embed the code on your page. Let's go to, let me show you how that works. Okay, here's my landing page. davidsbarter.com /SmallBizDavid. Here's what I am marketing. Here's the business that I have created for myself. On the upper left-hand side of the page is what we call a banner. This is my banner. You can put anything in your banner that you want. I have chosen to put my avatar that I created a couple years ago. I've chosen that that's what we want to market, not only in the community, but everything that you see that I do on the internet in general, any place. If I can work in my avatar, I do it, because it creates the consistency of that brand, an awareness, so that when people see it, they say, oh, geez, that's SmallBizDavid. That's why we do it. In the upper top of the page, this is my YouTube video that I can change, and I do change it. I need to change that one. I need to update that one. But it's so simple to do it. So what happens? You've got a YouTube channel where you create your YouTubes. What I do once I've created that YouTube, I tell Google Plus that I have created it. So that Google, it's another way for Google to find the information that I am talking about, the keywords that I'm using, so that when people search those keywords, Google can direct them to a YouTube that I have done. That's how search works. You can do the same. with your content, with whatever it is that you talk about, your intellectual property. That's what you do on your landing page. And then on the right-hand side of the page, you can basically do whatever you want to do over there. We've created the modules, a template for you. So you put in that template whatever it is, in that module, I should say, not a template, in that module, whatever it is that you want to do. Interestingly enough, you can even sell an ad, if you will, to somebody in your community, somebody that you know, somebody that will gain some value by putting an ad on your landing page. You work that out. That's something that you decide if you want it. You can, not only will that become another revenue source for you, if you do it right, it will cover any costs that you have on that page. So that ad will pay for whatever costs you have, and whatever other cash flow that you generate then becomes profit for you. And it doesn't take much. And we even will share with you some good places to go in your own community to get an ad. And the first place I tell you to think about is the community bank in your whatever city you live in. And every city has a community bank. It's one of the oldest businesses in any community, because when people started businesses, or when they had money and they wanted protection for that, they found a bank. They created a bank. So every community has a community bank. It might actually use the words community bank. Maybe it doesn't. It's simple to find. Very, very simple to find. And why do you want to find them? Well, community banks, more so than the large regional or the large national banks, they are interested in what happens in that community. To the businesses in that community, they want them to be profitable, because when they are profitable, it's good for the community. And guess what? When they are profitable, it adds more profitability to the bank. Community banks are a great source, and it's a great place. Your landing page is a great place for a community bank in your town, in your city, to advertise. Okay. Let's find out what leveraging luck means when you start a business, or when you have an existing business. Barry Maltz, American Express Open Forum.com. His opening paragraph says, and I quote, "The question is always asked as a choice. Would you rather be good or lucky?" Barry says, "My answer is always the same. I'd rather be lucky." To the business world, getting lucky makes it seem like you are good at what you do. When you get unlucky, it's very hard to be successful, no matter how hard you work. I see the element of truth in that, no question. But I caution folks, don't depend upon being lucky as a part of the formula for success, because I sincerely believe that the things that you do, your behaviors, your actions, work along with whatever element of luck. Luck is something mysterious, something that when it happens, we know it happens, but we don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know why necessarily it's going to happen. That's a decision beyond you and I. We don't have control over that. What we do have control over is the behavior and the actions that we do that also contribute towards that luck concept. Barry goes on to say, stop denying it. Luck plays a bigger role in business than most admit. All financially successful people need luck along with hard work to achieve their goals. I would take issue with Barry on one statement he made there. Hard work is important, but better than hard work is smart work. You can work hard, but you need to work smart. A lot of people work hard. They spend a lot of hours doing whatever it is they do, but they don't work smart enough. They're doing the wrong things. So it boils down to determining what are the right things and quit wasting time doing the things that you ought not to be doing. Spend your time where your strengths are, where you will do the things you need to grow your business. That's smart work. There goes on to say, Fran Johansson, author of The Click Moment, believes that hard work alone works only for games where the rules never change. Johansson cites tennis star Serena Williams, who made headlines quite a few times in the last couple months, as an example. Williams worked very hard from soon after she was born to become a tennis star. But the rules of tennis don't change. Unfortunately, that's not true. In business, you can be on top one day, and just a few years later, or even a few hours later, it doesn't have to be a few years, you're at the bottom of the list because the rules of the game have changed. Have the rules changed? Probably. What we do know is changing every minute is the technology that drives whatever it is that we do. That changes every minute. So it's a challenge to be able to keep up with the changes, but the more changes that you are able to realize, the more changes that you are actually to embrace, the greater your business can be in terms of the efficiencies of running your business. That's what technology does. It creates efficiency. That's going to change from business to business depending upon what the objective of that business is. In our business, the business of our community, we need to stay on top of technology because that makes our community run more efficiently. The technology that's out there, the technology that we embrace. Okay, 3 things. 3 things that Barry says about leveraging luck. Number 1, accept that the world is unpredictable. Many people start businesses to be in control of their own destinies. I think that's the primary reason businesses are started, so that you can control your own destiny. Somebody else is not necessarily making the decisions for you. In retrospect, they realize that is very far from the truth, and their lives become filled with even more variables. This is a difficult concept for most entrepreneurs to grasp. We have to realize that ultimately serendipity is going to matter probably more than any given plan, going back to Johansson. In the book, The Click Moment, Franz Johansson. Any plan that you make will ultimately turn out to not work out the way you expected. You're going to be making assumptions that you don't realize were not true, and the strategy you put in place will turn out to be wrong. That is very, very true. You don't know that something is right until you try it. You think it is, you hope it is, but you have to be able to sell that, to market that to somebody else. When you market whatever it is that you're doing, your product or service, always keep in mind you are asking people to change their behavior. And people do not change behaviors overnight. It takes persistence in showing people the value of what it is that you're doing. It takes remember we talked about 3 Ps, the 3 Ps of entrepreneurship, passion. You have to show passion for what you're doing. Number two, you have to show persistence in what you're doing. And why do you show persistence? Because it's the right thing to do. But as important as those are patience. You need patience because you're asking people to change behaviors, and they don't do that overnight. They do it through education. They do it because you constantly show that there is value in what it is that you're selling, your product or service. There's value. And not only is there value immediately because it can help whatever it is that they're trying to do, but you must be able to show the value of the return on resource investment. That if somebody spends some money or somebody takes some time in whatever it is that you're doing, that will bring value and a return on investment. I call it return on resource investment. That there is a return. It might be a dollar value return. People like dollar value returns. Or it might be a return on the efficiency on which they perform a certain act. Okay, point number two. Barry talks and says about keep trying over and over again. What is that? That's the persistence I just talked about. When Ravio released Angry Birds, people throughout the company, people thought the company was an overnight success. But this product was the company's 52nd game. It took them 52 tries. How many tries did it take Thomas Alva Edison to create the light bulb? At least 1,000. I think maybe I've read some time that someplace it took 10,000. 10,000 times until he got it right. Why? He had a passion, obviously, because he continued to do it. He had persistence until he got it right, and he knew when it was he got it right, and he had the patience. Wow, did he demonstrate patience. According to Johansson again, small business owners need to realize that the world is random, and as a result, they need to keep trying until they actually strike gold. Great. Point number three, and the last one. Pay attention to surprises. Surprise suggests that something happened that we didn't predict or plan. I'm reading this. These surprises many times hold what? They hold value. Franz gives the example of Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz was the founder of Starbucks Coffee, and I've got a copy of Howard's book. I keep it by my side here. Easy access, good information. Howard Schultz, onward. Howard started Starbucks Coffee, and we know the success that that business has shown. Back in the early days when Starbucks sold only coffee by the pound and coffee makers, he went to a housewares conference in Milan, Italy, and accidentally walked into an espresso bar. Was that lucky that he walked into the espresso bar? Accidentally, he says. Johansson writes that it was at that moment that Schultz recognizes that Starbucks had it all wrong. It wasn't about the beans. It was about the communal experience you had when you drank coffee with others. That's the success story that Howard Schultz, Starbucks, realized. In summary, Barry Maltz says in his blog, to grow a small business, or to start a small business, I add, make room for luck and serendipity in your business process. Work hard. I say, oh, he does say work hard and smart. Thank you, Barry. Pay attention to the surprises and chance meetings. Accept that most business outcomes are outside your control. Celebrate the victories and transition through the disappointments. And just in case, carry your lucky rabbit suit. I have a rabbit suit somewhere. I don't carry it with me. Thank you, Barry. Thank you for sharing your insights on leveraging luck to either start a business or to grow a business. We're going to end this segment and come back in a few minutes to share 4 tips for making better decisions.